All right. I guess we're live now. Hey, everybody out there. Hey, Jeremy. Glad to see you again. So we're going to do this one a little bit out of order so we can chat with Jimmy a bit and then he can go off and get on his exercise bike. But let's go ahead. And John, you want to count it? I'll count it down. You ready to go?
All right. I am ready.
All right. In 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, we're fortunate to have Jimmy back on the podcast, but this time in streaming video on YouTube.
Glad to be here.
Hey, hi
In
from
video.
yeah, and look at that setup you've got there. Now we saw the cabinets in your museum.
Mm-hmm.
Did you come up with a name?
Nope, not yet.
Still nameless.
Still nameless.
Painted with the 6-color Apple logos, and it makes an excellent backdrop here for
Fantastic. Yeah.
video. You were saying earlier.
I think it's exactly the opposite of what anyone recommends you should have as a backdrop for any sort of video.
And you were saying earlier what you were doing with that backdrop.
Yeah, so my table that's in this room that I'm sitting in front of at the moment usually is on the other end of the room, but I've been using it as a prop to photograph all the computers in my collection. So I place them on this table. I use the same camera that I'm using now for the video stream, and I take pictures of the front and the back at sort of 3/4 angle, so I get all 4 sides. So I've photographed about 40 of them, and I've got 60 more to go. Unfortunately, the 60 to the left are the heaviest, most fragile, and most challenging to photograph.
And then what are you going to do with these photos?
So I'm working on a website. Oh, Siri. Hey, Siri, occupied. There we go. I'm working on a website where I'll have a catalog where you can take a look at all the computers in the collection, seeing as, first of all, there's not many people who can make it out to Dubai to see it. And then due to current circumstances, it's not like I'm letting everyone come in.
Sure.
Take a look.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So the website will be the next best thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've got a new one to photograph.
Yeah.
You do.
And it almost looks like, I said this earlier, so I'm going to try to be spontaneous this time. It looks like you are recording this podcast from your new PowerBook. But
now that would be impressive. That would be impressive. Yeah.
So we learned about your new JLPGA PowerBook 170 because you posted a number of days ago on the Facebook group. I always get the title wrong. What is it? The Vintage Macintosh Enthusiasts? Something like that?
Vintage Macintosh Enthusiasts, something like that.
Sound right? How long have you had it?
I have had it for 3 weeks, I think. 3 weeks. Yeah.
And now, if you're not familiar, everybody should be familiar. This is one of the very rare Macs out there. I mean, there are a number of rare Macs because of their.
Turn it on, so.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, rare Macs because of their age and the value and all that. This was kind of unique because it is a variant of a very common PowerBook, the 170, but only reportedly 500 were specially made for this golf tournament in Japan, and I think it was 92. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right. And John Scully, I guess John Scully was there. I don't know. I know I was looking on some of the reports, doing some research. I saw that our friend Hap, who has a pretty big collection of transparent Macs, he's got one that's signed by John Scully himself. Now, is yours signed by Scully? I don't know if that...
It is not signed, but
does that help or
the
hurt
next
the
time
value?
Scully's in town, I will consider getting it signed.
Good deal. So tell us about... I want to hear the story of how this came into your possession.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been interested in getting my hands on one for a long time, but my primary market that I buy retro or vintage Apple products in is the U.S. And these are rare in the U.S. And when they do come up for sale, they are exceptionally expensive. So I've been biding my time, and I found a auction service. I found a service that lets you participate in Yahoo auctions in Japan, which are typically only in Japanese and only open to customers in Japan. But this buying service lets you search their auctions and lets you bid in English and pay with a foreign credit card, and they take care of shipping your purchases to you.
Wow.
So for products that were available in the Japanese market, that is the most economical way for someone living outside of Japan to get their hands on one. Typically, the prices for vintage Apple products that are Japan only are less than half or even a third of what they would be if they were on eBay. So a couple of these show up every year, and most of the ones I saw were not in great condition. And this one popped up, and it looked like from the pictures that were there, it was in great condition, and it turned out to be in great condition. So,
and sometimes that condition you're talking about, it might be missing parts, right? And notoriously, the rear door goes missing.
Yeah, the feet. The feet on the little stands there go missing. This has both of them, and what's unique about that is that even the little rubber feet are green, so that's color matched. And then the rear door here, which almost every PowerBook 140, 170, that whole family, because you need to open the door to get to the power button, and so most of these doors are broken off, and so to find a door in red is a bit difficult. So this one had everything, and the great thing is that once I got it and turned it on, not only does it run without any recapping, but the display doesn't have the tunnel vision effect that most of these early PowerBook 170s.
Oh yeah, where it kind of gets the fringe around the outside edge.
Yeah, like a bad camera lens video type thing. Now,
So,
most likely that'll happen eventually, but for the moment, it's great.
Did
And
it
is it
have
running?
the
Go
Japanese
ahead.
version of the operating system on
That
it?
was my question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was my question, John. Come on, please.
Yeah, it does, but the internal hard drive is temperamental. So you have to run the machine for a little while and then do a power reset for it to actually boot from the internal drive. I think it's nearly dead.
So is that something where you're going to, do you think you're going to replace the hard drive in it?
So the first thing I did was I made sure that I had a floppy emu image that would boot it. So I do. The next step is when I can get my hands on a SCSI to SD adapter that fits PowerBooks.
They're out there. Yeah.
Yeah, just out of stock wherever I've tried to look for.
Got it. Yeah.
Or high priced. So when I can find one that I like, I will do that. These originally came with System 6 in Japanese.
Nice.
Wow. And are they numbered at all? Is there any way are there any other markings on there that?
Nothing. I mean, even if I turn this over and show you the bottom, the label is exactly the same as a standard PowerBook 170 label. It's the same color, has the same markings. I don't know if you can.
I'll put you. Let me zoom you in here so that.
If I get this closer.
There we go.
Is it inverted?
It is upside down.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
There we are.
So that's a label on the white surface, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a label on the white surface.
Cool.
Yeah, there's no mark. And in fact, you were mentioning, that this was produced specifically for a golf tournament in Japan in '92, and the numbers so that's the common story. All the sources I've seen state basically the same facts, but they're all secondary sources. I haven't found any primary sources, either any Apple documentation about this product or anything from the golf tournament or any media or press from that time or anything to back that up. So how much of it is true? The other thing is that, in Japan, some people call this the Benetton Mac.
Yeah.
Like the fashion brand United Colors of Benetton. And if you look at the colors of this computer, they are exactly the same shades of colors that Benetton uses in their typical branding, not Apple versions of these blues.
Well, you can look at it compared against the wall behind you.
So it doesn't have any of these colors in it. All the shades are slightly different, but they're exactly like Benetton. But then you read other sources that say, oh, that's just a myth. It had nothing to do with Benetton. And Benetton was apparently a sponsor of the same golf tournament.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
is there a connection? Is there not? I would love to find a primary source that documents
well,
why this was made, for whom it was made, and how many were made.
Mr. Scully, if you're listening,
Yeah.
go ahead and chat there and let us know the real story.
The only thing we can go by is the serial number indicates that it was manufactured in 92 in week 33, which would be this week. So, or next week, I guess, August of 92. And the PowerBook 170 was launched in 91. So this may have been at the very tail end of PowerBook 170 production before the 180 came out to replace it. I'm not sure. I haven't been able to figure out which factory it was made in either.
You got to think that there's somebody around that was involved that could shed some light on that. The real story behind everything.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm you always interested, like what, how are these five, if there were 500 and they were associated with the skull tournament, like how were they even distributed? Who got them?
Were they sold? I think they were sold. There's one that's up for auction in Japan now, and the person who's selling it says that he's the first owner. So I have asked one of my friends in Japan to contact them and ask them the story.
Oh, there you go.
How they bought it, where they bought it, and whether they have any information. But I still would love to find someone who was at Apple or basically at Apple at the time involved in this who can tell us why.
Well, if you get that story, get back to us because I want to hear it. We've been talking about this one for years, and
you guys did an episode a while ago about this, right?
I think. Remember, John, we saw
we got
one.
to see one when we were in the stacks at the Computer History Museum. Yeah.
So everybody's probably wondering what these go for and how much you might have paid. I don't know if you want to share that with us or not.
Again, no primary sources about what they were sold for in Japan.
I'm talking no, that's interesting too. We're talking about what you might have paid for.
Right. So I paid about $4,000 for this.
James, I was waiting for the spit take. It was
no, that's actually I would have thought much more.
If you look at ones that have sold on eBay the last couple of years, they're between $6,000 and $8,000.
Yeah.
So I certainly wasn't cheap enough that I would consider this like an instant investment opportunity, but I think it'll hold its value.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So
unless we find out, unless you bury the story that had nothing to do with the LPGA or even Apple, that some people got and painted some custom for Benetton.
I mean, I don't think so, but yeah, it could be. The whole thing could be a giant hoax.
Well, Scully signed one.
Yeah.
And
the one at the Computer History Museum was donated by Scully to the museum.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a pretty big, it's a lot of work to fake all of this, So.
Well, we missed our opportunity because David Grealish interviewed John Scully for his Lisa documentary. He could have asked him that question then.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some way to reach out to him.
Yeah. Well, through David, because he's already has a connection.
Yeah.
So if you
I was in touch with David because I sent him some video clips and some high-res photos of my Lisa.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Very good.
So I'll shoot him a mail and see if he can find out what's
maybe that's his next documentary project, is the story behind the mysterious JLPGA PowerBook. Well, congrats on your new acquisition. That's going to look great in your room. Yeah. And we look forward to the debut of the website. When are you targeting? Just somewhere out there in the future?
So I've been working on it for about 6 years.
Wow.
So,
does it still just have the little under construction GIF on the?
Nothing. Yeah, it got that far once, and then I. No, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I keep working on it, and then I realize I don't like it, and then I start over. So I'm starting now with the photographs, but I think by the end of the summer.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll be sure to announce it here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for your time.
It's good to talk to you guys again.
It was good to see you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good to actually see you. It's just nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have me back as often as you like. Now that I got all this working.
Nice.
Great. All right.
All right, guys.
We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh,
All
he left
right.
already. I was
He
going to
left.
mention that Rick
Oh.
is going to post a link for the PowerBook SCSI to SD on our Facebook page for the for the PowerBook one.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we shot that out of order. Now we're gonna
go back to
Actually,
now we're going to do our intro.
You're going to switch to your
to the snowball.
Snowball. We're going to do a little. We got to do a little configuration change.
We are experiencing
a little configuration change.
Yeah. All right. All set.
I got a couple more buttons to push here. And, all right. So, everybody out there in chat land. Yes. Oh, speaking of the Pepsi can, it was funny because I think Jimmy was actually drinking a Pepsi earlier.
Oh,
when we were sitting in the studio, and I didn't. I saw it there, and I was going to make a joke about him doing some advertising in it, and I didn't even make the Pepsi connection.
Some product placement.
Yeah, he should have brought that back into frame. It would have been.
There you go.
We got an Action Retro Blondie Juan.
That's my friend Joe from Atlanta. He's the one that I set up the iMac for. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the one we were just talking about?
The Lime one from the other week. Yeah.
Oh, is it up there?
No, no, we haven't done any traveling yet.
Okay. Joe Lamura. Of course, we mentioned Rick Klaus from Sweden. David Fretz. Welcome, everybody. Wow. I think this may be a record for most people out there watching. All right, John, you ready to?
I am.
You ready to kick this off?
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's see if I'm ready. Okay, gotta get all my stuff together. All right, let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 537 for August 9th, 2020. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
We just had Jimmy on from Dubai. So that's a segment coming up later for those on the audio podcast. Of course, if you were here on YouTube, you already saw it. But
that's right.
Our first time getting Jimmy in the video chat to talk about his...
Yeah.
Which works perfectly, right? When you're showing off a new item for your collection and his JLPGA. Although, as you will learn, or as you have learned, depending on if you're from the future or whatever,
may or may not be.
What is the real story behind the JLPGA PowerBook 170 and its purported 500 production run? So you will hear about that later on. And what else we're going to talk about? We got some news. We got some eBay finds. Anything else we need to mention here? We need to mention new members.
Oh,
that's always good to talk about.
Yes.
I'll just read them off here. We've got Dennis Glaus, Sean Andrade, Steve Sarika, and Vasilis Maniadis. Hopefully I got that as close as I can. Welcome. Those are all members on the Facebook group. And I think that's all we got to say here on the outset, right?
All right.
So we'll be back with some eBay finds. All right, quick and dirty. 537. That is right. 537. My goodness. All right.
All right.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. We're gonna
wait. We're bringing up eBay, correct?
We are.
All right. Hang on. Let me just bring those links up. Got them ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go in let's go in 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time for the eBay finds. Last week, well, you want to be dressed for Christmas. You want to be sporting these. These are the Apple logo stockings, the knit stockings. They did not get any bids. Well, it was a high $499.99. Remember, these were in Pensacola even.
That's right, yeah.
Near us here. Some staining, but anyway, no sale, no relisting. And then the clear case Macintosh 512K. So this is not one of those Mac Effects newly made ones. This is some kind of sweet custom job, even with the clear mouse. This one, well, the listing was ended. They had a $749 price. This one's out of Atlanta, but it just they just say, it was one of those mysterious listing was ended by the seller because the item is no longer available. Usually that's code for
sold it
behind the scenes, right? All right. And lastly, there was that sweet Power Macintosh G4 Cube setup with the monitor, speakers, power supply, everything. That one sold for, boy, if I could get the pop-ups to get out of my way, after 30 bids for 505 euros, which is about $595 US.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we either were or will be talking about the JLPGA PowerBook, which is an expensive little computer if you want to get one for yourself today. But maybe you want to get something that's reminiscent of that. Now, this
or something to wear while you operate your.
Well, yeah, and this isn't even the same year, right? I mean, the story is that was 92 was the PowerBook. This is from 93, but apparently Apple was still involved. So this actually does help with the story because it shows that there was a relationship, at least at
Apple
93.
And the JLPGA, sure.
Yeah, unless the conspiracy is deeper, and this sure is also a fake. All right. And so we're looking at a red polo shirt that has embroidered in gold. I think that's gold. The Apple logo, 93 JLPGA Championship. Let's see, is there a size on this thing? It says it was specially made. It says it was sponsored by Apple. Incredibly rare. It says probably rarer than the laptop that could be purchased. So they did a tie-in there themselves. What else it says? This says there's no sizing, but they give you some.
Unless F is a size, like in Japan, maybe.
Female, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Says underarm to underarm, 50 centimeters in length from collar to bottom is 74 centimeters. So it was located in Australia, and they want a princely sum for it. 249 Australian dollars, which is about US 179, is the buy now. But there is a make an offer.
I like that there's also an embroidered Apple logo on the sleeve.
I missed that
on its own. Yeah.
Here, let me flip through some pictures. Oh, there's the F you were talking about, and yeah, that is nice.
Yeah,
little gold Apple logo there. Not a bad looking shirt.
Not at all.
A little pricey. I don't know if Jimmy wants to buy that. If he wants to wear that while he's showing off his PowerBook. All right, what's next?
All right, next we have not an eBay, but an Etsy find. This is a classic Apple Macintosh poster, Picasso Macintosh reproduction. It's the famous poster that usually goes for hundreds upon hundreds of dollars on eBay. This looks like a very nice reproduction. Does it come in the frame?
I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Not for $49.
So it's printed on heavyweight matte paper, so no light reflection. The satin photo paper provides a deep, rich luster print. So All right, so it's it is exactly, it's the Picasso poster. It looks like a very nice reproduction, and of course, because it is a reproduction, it is a mere pittance compared to an original.
Yeah.
And so we're talking $49. And of course, since it's an Etsy thing, it's going to be available for how many ever people want to buy it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm looking over my shoulder because I have an original hanging on my wall, and mine looks kind of yellowed and faded because just the age of it.
Sure.
And this one's just spanking new. Yeah, there's something to be said for just having a brand new one, especially done to this detail.
Yeah, and they've got a couple of very nice close up, so you can kind of see some of the how crisp the text is, how crisp the text on the bottom and the Apple logo looks.
I mean, even down to that
22 by 28 inches, by the way. Forget to mention that.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff over there on Etsy.
And free shipping. Wow, very good.
Nice. All right, and let's see. We will close with another Christmas item. This is a unique two-sided Apple dealer display.
Oh, we've had this talked about this before. Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah, we've it was another eBay auction, I believe.
Okay.
But that's okay.
I don't remember. We're talking about it again. 1985 apparently is when this was.
The year was 1985.
They say, well, it was provided to authorized Apple sellers, and the thing the seller wanted to point out about this is that on the bottom left there's some text, and the text reads this: Macintosh is a trademark of Macintosh Laboratory Incorporated and is being used with express permission of its owner.
What?
Let's see, is that in the pictures there? There it is right there. I didn't realize that the whole Macintosh trademark thing had extended into 85. Because I knew that, there is that story about the audio company.
Right.
And I believe, I think Apple just went ahead and paid them money to say, hey, let's just,
even though it was a different spelling and
different spelling. And at the time, I mean, they're both electronics, but at the time Apple wasn't into, audio equipment. Of course, later they would have speakers and of course go into music and audio in a big way. But yeah, so, you've got the front of it, Happy Holidays on a classic Mac with a kind of built into a little wreath. And I like the artwork on the back side. Actually,
I mean, this kind of, here it's flat, right? But it was it meant to be flat, or did it kind of expand into kind of a box shape, or was it just a double-sided poster?
I don't know. It doesn't. I think they would have said that. They just say double-sided poster. I don't know that it actually folds out.
Well, the only reason that I was wondering is because if you look at one side,
right,
Apple logo on there twice.
Oh, you're right. It almost looks like the size of a box. 4 sides.
Right. Yeah. And if you're thinking Christmas, you're thinking like a gift box sort of thing. That's why I was wondering if it.
Right.
But yeah, I'm looking at the inside now, and I don't see where there's a crease mark where it would have been box shaped. So it is double-sided in the fact that it is actually 2 pieces of cardboard. So as opposed to like a single double-sided print.
You can see there's a lot of cool detail, even like some Picasso almost effects, right, of the Christmas tree.
I particularly like the little icons.
Yeah,
that are on there too.
Right, there's specialty little holiday icons.
Holiday icons, yeah, but they look like Susan Kerr made things.
But they weren't, as far as I can recall, not part of any official icon set.
Right.
They're actually a little higher resolution than what you would have gotten, don't you think?
I'm trying to. I think
they're higher res.
Close up. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. There's the picture of. It actually is a fold out.
Yeah.
So it does form a box.
Well, no, because look, you can see where the dark red line
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like there's a crease there for doing it. Does it?
No, I think it was designed to fold it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just what you're saying. Yeah, you fold it out so it's like becomes like a 3-dimensional sort of display. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much what it is. In fact, was this not part of a promotional where this slipped over an actual original Macintosh
Oh my
box?
gosh. Now that you're saying that,
I think that's what happened.
Okay. So it was.
Yeah. It's like a gift box.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. There we go. I think I solved it. Although we probably knew that before and I forgot or something. I don't know, but yeah. But there it is. So what would you pay for that now that we finally figured it out after talking about it forever? They want to buy it now of $1,995.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not sure it's worth that even if it had a Mac in a box.
Right. If it actually came with a 128K Mac inside of there. Yeah.
Yeah. Now there is a make an offer. It ships from the United States, from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. But it is a cool little piece of cardboard. Okay. Oh, Action Retro just bought one of the Picasso prints. Awesome.
Nice.
Good. I just got my commission check. Just arrived. I got 3 cents. Yeah. All right. What are we doing? Okay, we normally would do our
this
our
would be
little
our
feature.
segment, right?
We did that already.
After that, it's going to be news.
We'll do some news. Okay.
News. Let me bring my news links up. All right.
All right. You ready?
I am all set. Yes.
Okay. Let's go in 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. It's time for the news. A little bit of announcements on Apple's part this last week, including the naming, right, of Phil Schiller to Apple Fellow status.
And what is that?
What is that? Well, generically, when a company or organization names you a fellow, that's like the biggest honor, right? It's kind of honoring a lifetime
Hall of
contribution,
Fame sort of thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
And typically, it kind of puts them in a status where they're not necessarily actively involved, but still, I don't know, can be relied upon. Not relied upon. I would say, that they're still looking to
kind of a mascot for the company.
Well, I guess the hope is that you're not a stranger, right? That you're coming by and you're offering
got it.
your sort of services to inspire the next generation or whatever. And so over on Cult of Mac, Luke Dormel put together a list of all the Apple Fellows throughout company history and little bios of each person. So you can go back and go look at all that. I didn't know that it had been 20 years since they had named one. Wow. And then there's a lot of prominent people that aren't Apple Fellows. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Like, for example, Johnny Ive.
I was just thinking that. Yes.
Right. In fact, they should maybe even name the Apple Fellow thing after Johnny Ive. But maybe he's like at some other, maybe there's like an Apple God or some other level that he is.
No, because Steve Wozniak would be on that list then.
Well, that's beyond that. That's a whole other, like Steve Wozniak would not be in Johnny Ive's category.
He's a fellow, according to this list.
Oh, he is. Oh, they did make him a fellow. Oh, okay. All right.
The most famous Apple Fellow of them all, Steve Wozniak.
That's right. Bill Atkinson and of course Guy Kawasaki. But yeah, maybe they're bringing that back.
Yeah,
Phil Schiller. So congratulations to Phil. And the other announcement that Apple made was a new iMac. Well, at least an update.
Okay.
27-inch iMac, which is sort of odd timing, given that we're on the precipice of a new chipset for the Macs for Apple Silicon, and you got to wonder, is this the last of the updates for the Intel-based iMac?
Yeah.
So they got new chips, fast, SSDs, improvements to the Retina display, higher quality camera, speakers, and mics. A pretty sporty iMac. So if you need strict Intel chipset compatibility, this may be your last best opportunity to get a hold of one. Up to 10 cores.
That's
more memory. You could load this thing up. 128 gigs. Yeah.
Nice.
So pretty sharp. So there you go. So, but it's likely the first Apple Silicon based Macs won't be iMacs anyway. I'm sure they're going to let this thing breathe for a while. I'm sorry, John.
No, I would say when they finally go over to ARM, I would think the first product that comes out is a laptop.
Right, or a mini, kind of like the development system.
Oh yeah, right.
Something really low cost.
Yeah.
Right, to really show how they can make a very inexpensive. You're right. I mean, it's the benefits, right, are either very, very low cost / very, very good battery life, compact, and all that. So it fits into whether it's a tiny little desktop Mac or a very sporty, efficient portable.
Yep.
And
this one makes me a little upset.
Made you upset? Or are you an investor in Prepare?
Prepare. It's like, come on, guys. These logos, they're both fruit. That's where the oh my gosh, and as many times as Apple was sued over stupid things. All right. This hurts me. Apple takes legal action against this small company's Pear logo. It's not missing a byte, doesn't have any resemblance to the Apple logo at all, other than it being a simplified version of the fruit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, talk about David versus Goliath. Prepare apparently has 5 people in the company.
Gee whiz.
They're a meal planner and grocery list app.
Yeah, because there's a lot of there's going to be some definite confusion there, right? The Apple Computer Company versus people who do food.
Right. Well, this is one of those things where, I mean, Apple is a corporation, the biggest one, or
right,
at least the most valuable one anyway. And I can only imagine how many lawyers they've got.
You're just kind of sitting around twiddling their thumbs, obviously.
Right, and they've got to do something with their time, and so
oh my gosh,
they scour the findings, and look at that. There's somebody to go after, and I mean, it probably doesn't. I'm sure it doesn't hold any merit when it actually gets adjudicated.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. If that's a small company, like you said, 5 people, they can't afford a legal team.
No.
Yes, right?
No. I would love to see Tim Cook answer to this one directly.
Yes, exactly.
Tim.
I'm sure he does not even know of this.
I'm sure. He might now.
I'm hoping.
Not because we're talking about it, but because it is getting out there.
Yeah.
In the news a little bit. So yeah, there it is. What do you think out there? Yeah, they both have a leaf. That is true. They're both fruit, and they have a leaf. That's a good point, David.
Well, there you go.
Take it down. All right. I think we're done for an episode.
I believe so. We just need to figure out what
we
are doing next week.
I don't know. I don't think I have anything.
I mean, there is obviously. We could take a look and see what was happening in Mac Addict, or
yeah, we'll still be in August. We can do that. I think we were on a Mac World tear.
I think we need to look at the episodes and the issues. Episodes, and see which one looks like it's got the most exciting.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Blondie says this one is disappointing. I don't know if that's this episode he's talking about or something else we've done.
I think it's this article. Is
Oh,
probably what he's talking about.
Gosh.
Yes. It's like, first time watching, disappointed. I expected more.
I like the audio version better. All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody out there for joining us.
Wait, we still need to actually record the outro.
Oh, we do. Yeah. Somebody should remind me that. Do we want to lock it down, or we'll just talk about it later?
Oh, well, we can throw it out there as a possibly, and then if something else comes
all right. All right, let's do that. Okay, ready?
Yep, all set.
All right, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, our thanks to Jimmy from Dubai for sharing with us his JLPGA PowerBook 170. And hopefully he'll get some more details. That other one that's up for auction, and maybe if that is in fact the original owner, they have the story behind it.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was great to see his setup live streaming. So, reminder to those that listen to the audio podcast, we do have this on YouTube. You can watch it after the fact, or you can join us live Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. Central. So when we do the show, and it's always fun to have people in the chat room interacting with us and keeping us on track and correcting our mistakes. I think we have a pretty big crowd today.
Yeah,
lots of countries represented. It's early for I know it's early for everybody on a Sunday to get up in the U.S. But it turns out to be good timing for our international audience.
Yeah, which is kind of neat. Yeah,
we are worldwide.
5 in the afternoon there, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week, probably dip into the time capsule, see what was going on, courtesy of maybe Macworld. I think we've been on a Macworld stretch for a while.
Yeah, we'll take a look between Macworld and Mac Addict.
Yeah, we'll see what looks juiciest there.
Oh, so speaking of Mac Addict, I have. Don't you hate it when it's something you used to know how to do on the old computer, but you haven't done it in many, many years, and you have to go back and research?
Oh,
I could not.
Like I'm doing that. Seems like I'm doing that a week later these days.
I started going through my Mac Addict CDs and turning them into disk images, but I didn't want to just do disk images. I wanted to make them SMI, self-mounting images.
Okay.
So I'm like, how do we do that again? And it turns out it's very simple. You just get the right version of shrink wrap and you tell it to save it as a SMI. So it'll go right from the disk to the SMI. Because I've done that. I had done that in the past with a lot of my game discs, so I didn't have to keep popping the CD in. It's just.
So is there nobody's done a repository of Mac Addict CDs?
I'm sure they are probably on. There's probably some already on Internet Archive.
Oh, Internet Archive.
But I'm just using my Thai book. Because then I would have to download it, transfer it over to my Thai book, then convert it. And it's like, well, I've got the CDs. I might as well just it's quicker to actually just put them in and have it make the SMI directly from the disk.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying. I know I have a complete set somewhere.
I've got the discs for issues 1 through 80.
Okay.
So it's pretty close. I mean, at least it got to the ones that because I think shortly after that is probably when they switched over to what do they call themselves, Mac Life or something like that. And it lost its fun, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll stumble upon them when I have to start moving here in a couple of months.
Oh, yeah. How's that going?
Will be revealed. Well, you can see it's still virtual, so I'm still hasn't.
But I mean, how is the new abode?
Oh, it's coming along.
Good.
So I go over every day, and I stroll into the new digs. What will this will become? It's shaping up very nicely.
Excellent.
I didn't pay a lot of attention to outlet placement, but I think that's going to work out naturally.
Okay. I think nowadays they probably throw it,
Yeah,
outlets in like crazy.
because I want to plug a few of these guys in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. I think that's about it.
I think so.
So thanks everybody out there. We got
Thanks, guys.
Klaus, David. Thank you.
Joe.
Action Retro, Klaus, Blondie Juan. Oh, Jimmy says he's not going to get the shirt.
Oh,
Somebody else get them. Joe, yeah. All right. Well, I think
I think that's it.
I think we're going to end this broadcast.
Absolutely. All right. So
we'll see you next week. All right. Stick around in the studio, John.
Oh, we'll do.
All right. I'm just going to end. Bye-bye.
So we didn't.